Welcome back, friends and family, to Literally Licy. This is Lana Holgado.
So this is my new song, Archived. Sunbeam cast us off the map. We were young back then, we were fools. Someday we would choose a path, lock away the past, archived for good. Oh, you wanted to be the party. Let me celebrate one last time. It's not as if you are departed. Be the wind that teases the wind chime. Sunbeam, search for fuller days. Bring back foolish days with no rules. You were supposed to burn brighter than any fire can, and you would. Alright, next one. This is like bring the vibes back up. This is my song Dangerous Game. It's about being chronically online. A very dangerous thing happens when I merely scroll. I try to watch myself, but I have no self-control. And when I try to leave, you beg me to come back. There's just no saving me from the discipline I lack. Because you know I can't resist, I'm like a moth drawn to a flame. Though you continue to persist, are you the one to blame? Even the thought of you merely makes me go insane. But I'm sick of being played in your dirty little games. So many sleepless nights, can't get that time back now. But I know you'll never stop, you're always on the prowl. I'm not the only one, all my friends are victims too. But that leaves me no excuse, 'cause this is long overdue. Because you know I can't resist, I'm like a moth drawn to a flame. Though you continue to persist, are you the one to blame? Even the thought of you merely makes me go insane. But I'm sick of being played in your dirty little games.
Long enough, but if I cross, I'm gonna take my shoes off, and I don't want to show my feet on camera.
Yeah, at least not for free.
Not for free. Not for free.
I took a really good picture of my foot in the sunlight
Did
the
you
other
really?
day, and I was like, I could be rich.
Damn, did we start already? That's a good cold open. Welcome back, friends and family, to our 17th episode of Literally Licy. I'm Licy Martínez. This is my co-host, Troy Trauger.
Hey,
and we're here today with Lana Holgado from South Jersey. Lana, we got you on the show from a friend that we made from Grand Dogs, Randy. How do you guys know each other?
Yeah, Randy and I went to high school together. We were theater kids.
Yeah, that is predictable.
And it's funny because we lived down the street from each other, but we like never hung out. And then we would only really like hang out like at school.
I was absolutely a theater kid also.
Yeah, it's funny. And then now whenever I go, we like go places together. They're just like, yeah, Lana and I weren't friends in high school. I was like, what do you mean? We were friends. We just weren't close. But yeah.
There's a lot of buds that I have like that from high school where it's like, you know, things come and go. But like, I was definitely not friends with my best friend in high school. She's like 4 years younger than me. My best friend, Rashida. And like a couple years after high school, like during the pandemic, I was living with my parents and we got so close. And I would consider her like one of my best friends.
Wow.
It was like a little sister, but like not so much little because we're like mentally and emotionally like pretty adequate. You know?
That's nice.
Oh yeah. It's good to find your happy circles with people's, you know. How many instruments do you play, Lana?
I play... Like, how many instruments do I play well? Maybe
saw
like 3.
So, hear me out or dream me out. I saw you playing piano on your Instagram, and I thought that was your primary instrument. And I know that people play more than one instrument at times, but it always stuns me because I can barely play guitar. Yeah. And it's my primary instrument.
Yeah, I've been playing piano ever since I was 5. This year marks 21 years of me playing the piano.
That is many
pretty
years.
Crazy. Wow. Yeah, but you know, I haven't been grinding consistently how like some of these children do.
For sure.
Like when I was 5, it was like a struggle to get me to practice. I would like scream and cry and be like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And then like I would play. You know, it's just like psychological torture.
Honestly, learning any instrument is pretty psychological torture, but you do it to yourself because the more you practice, the better you get at it.
Practice makes progress.
And progress.
Yeah,
but progress, because I don't know. I feel like being perfect, like you're just trying too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That's just the phrase, but practice does make progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did piano like when I was little, and then in high school I joined the jazz ensemble. And they let me squeak in because I was also a percussionist, like in the middle school band. So they let me in because I played marimba, and I joined as like the marimbist.
Ooh, when marimba rhythm starts to play, dance with me, make me sway.
Yeah, and then our keyboard guy, his name is Rocco Fiorentino. He was like a child prodigy. He was like blind, so he would do like a bunch of like blind activism stuff. He got to meet Stevie Wonder. That's
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, he got to be on Sesame Street, and they made a like announcement in the middle school like announcements, and it was like, everybody watch Rocco on Sesame Street, and he like but
that's crazy.
Wow. But then he left. He graduated early because he's too good for us, and he went to
Berkeley.
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Because Berkeley's like the best music university in the country. In Boston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my dream college that I was never gonna get into. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna apply, and I did not apply. I knew that I was not gonna get in. I couldn't play any instruments growing up. I started picking up guitar when I was in college.
Yeah, it's also mad expensive to go there.
I did not have that money. No. I really liked the brochures though, and the fantasy of going to Berklee College of Music.
I didn't even consider it an option. I didn't even like go into college thinking I was gonna major in music.
Yeah, I went to county college and I majored in music engineering and live sound. Cool. And I did not graduate, but hey, kids, you don't need a degree.
You don't need a
degree. Or you do. Depending.
You just gotta start plugging stuff in.
Well, yeah.
And show up places.
Guess and check. And I feel like the most important thing is, like, knowing how to take care of your technology.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, no matter how talented you are, they can be, like, really bad at handling, like, cables and tech and shit. And, like, just not be responsible for, like, either their own thing or shared, like, cables and tech and shit. And, like, that's just, it's so easy to break cables. Just gotta wrap them correctly.
Yeah. I used to work at a theater in Princeton. I used to work in McCarter. And, like, it was such a crash course in just, like, all the tech things that I took for such granted when I was, like, an actor. And I'm like, I will never take anything for granted ever again. And I was just like, I can't believe you guys are trusting me with this. Because I went from, like, don't touch that, you idiot actor, to just, like, here you go.
In college, I remember had a 1-hour weekly class just on mic technician. And it was like all knowing about like the difference between like a condenser, dynamic, and omni microphones, as well as like the care that it takes for like live sound setup and breakdown, which really comes in handy these days.
Excuse me. I was the one
except for the other day when we just threw everything in the bag.
Literally, like, let's say, where's all this education at when I'm setting up the microphones? Well, I didn't study this.
Hey, we learn as we go. So this is your first time on a podcast, like it being interviewed?
This is my second podcast. Like, this is my second time being interviewed. First time in person, though.
That's really sick.
Oh, yeah. Did you do a Zoom and everything? Yeah.
What was the first show you were on?
I was on Little Known Tracks.
Little Known Tracks?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. Are they Philly-based?
I think that, yeah, they are. They interview, like, a lot of people around here. I think they interviewed Grand Dogs recently too, I think.
Oh, sweet. Shout out Grand Dogs.
I think I'm gonna be on their show again, but like at the end of the summer because they're pretty booked right now.
Damn. Well, let's get us on that. Let's link and build.
Yeah.
Let's link and build. Networking. Connections are everything.
Yeah.
But you also had a podcast?
I did. Yeah, we're currently on hiatus because my co-host Josh and I are pretty busy. He's in grad school right now, and like he's a freaking professor, I think at Temple or somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got his big boy pursuits.
What's the name of your podcast?
It's called OPUS, OPUS, Our Podcast Unraveling Songs. And our Instagram is Opus with dots because we have dots in the name. That was the only one that was available.
Only one left.
Yeah, we were like, we could just do Opus or we could put the dots in between and that's free. And I was like, yeah.
Lit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So like, how do you like being like, I guess, a host of a podcast versus being like a guest on one?
I feel much more relaxed right now.
Oh yeah, because, of course.
Because as a host, we would always make sure to do our research about the people and have like questions ready, and like try to keep the flow going. So I appreciate all that you do.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. The best I did was listen to a few of your songs, but honestly, I kind of wanted to go in today and be like, who is this new person? Let's get to know her. Mm-hmm. That's also like so I don't know how to describe it, but like so beautiful with the music world that you never know who you're gonna meet. And like the other day, Troy's friend Eric told us the word oh my god, it starts with an S and now I forget it already. Licy did not learn. But this word, when it comes back to me, is like the idea that like as complicated as our lives is, everybody else lives their own like journey and complicated lives. Yeah, you gotta think about like through all the like shared experiences that like you have gone through and shared in your art and creativity, your songwriting. It's like insane to think about like obviously, but like it's insane to think about like other people also go through like similar and completely unique experiences that lead to art as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's such an obvious statement, but it's a hard concept to think about.
We really do be experiencing the human experience.
We do be experiencing the human experience.
I'd be doing that, yeah.
We do be doing that. What would you say is like the best moment that you've had on your show? There was somebody that stuck out to me earlier when you were talking about it.
You want to hear about Mannequin Pussy?
I would love to hear about Mannequin Pussy. The closest that I got to Mannequin Pussy was like two of the girls were at this cafe that I was working at, and I was like, I don't think it is. And then I went to the bathroom and Googled them because like I was a fan, but like it was a fan thing like where like I hadn't seen them much. It's more so I listened to them a lot. You ever have like artists that like are close to you that like you don't really know what they look like, but you're like, oh, I know who that is by sound. And I like looked them up in the bathroom. I was like, nope, that is both of them. Wow. That is both of them. And I went back and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. That's like probably like one of those moments where like is rare because I'm almost always like the first person to introduce myself to somebody and be like, I'm such a big fan of yours. My name is Licy. But yeah.
Yeah. I can
What were they like?
Well, so we only talked to Missy.
Okay.
And she was super nice. I can tell you the whole story of how we got the interview, and it's kind of embarrassing, and I don't know if I want to have it on here, but I can.
That's up to you.
So we were for Philly Music Fest. Josh got us like press whatevers to like passes. To like go and cover the stuff. So we went to what's it called? We went to the show that was at the Dolphin, Max Swan and Echo Kid, and that was really fun. And then the next day it was Inside Hustle, which is like the marketing event that they have. And Missy was one of the panelists. Oh wow. And at the time we really did not, we're like a couple kids from South Jersey. We didn't really know we didn't really know anybody, but we were just like, oh, she's important, we're gonna try to see if we can interview with her. So like we were like talking, doing our thing, and then at the end we see her like coming down from the stage, and we were like, okay, we're gonna go talk to her, we're gonna go ask. And immediately we were like, hey, and we were like talking to her a little bit, and we were like, so we have this podcast. And she was like, oh, you want me to be on your podcast? Sure. Just immediately, just like, yeah. Wow. And we were like, okay, cool, and chatting. And then she gave us her email. And then she was like, oh, God. She was like, are there any songs you want? Because we were going to go see her at Underground Arts. Are there any songs you want me to play tonight? We didn't know any songs.
Yeah, play the one with a lot of bass.
No, God. And so I was just like, and she's like, no, it's fine. Like, we have our set list already. Like, and I was like, can you play Happy Birthday? And then she was like, oh, whose birthday? So I was like, it's my birthday. And then someone else comes and was like, oh my God, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Wasn't your birthday. It was not my birthday. So I had to be like, because she was like really considering it, I think. And she was like, oh yeah, we could do Happy Birthday. And then I had to be like, no, I lied. It's not my birthday.
It's not my birthday, girl.
But I forgot. When I went home at night and I was like, actually, it's Randy's birthday.
Okay.
And I was like, I could have gotten.
Was Randy with you?
No, Randy wasn't there. But I was like, I could have gotten Mannequin Pussy to sing Randy Happy Birthday. But I choked. And then after that, we were like, we need to research the hell out of Mannequin Pussy. So we come back. So we don't look like idiots.
For sure.
Yeah, and Josh and I were like really like doing our due diligence, and we like listened to every podcast that they were on, and we like made sure we had interesting questions, and then we did the interview, and it was like a really good interview. I almost made her cry.
Oh my god. That's really cool.
And yeah, it was cool because we're both dancers. We both like grew up dancing, and she did ballet, and I do like Filipino dancing and Polynesian dancing now and all these other styles. And so we were like talking about that. And and we were both we both have the shared experience of being a mouse in the Nutcracker.
Oh,
wow. A little baby mouse.
Who played better?
The synchronicities are
I know.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. And
Missy's the one with like the big curly hair, right?
No, she's got like straight hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one with like the big curly hair and the blonde one were the ones that were in the cafe that I was working at.
Yeah.
I did not know their names.
It's crazy how nice she was, because like
she was so nice.
Like when I did like my other show, Anti-Art, we like always had to go through like a manager to talk to these artists, and like it always took like weeks of just like half-assed emails we're getting from their manager of just like maybe.
Well, a lot of these like punk artists from Philly, like, or DIY, no matter how big they get, like they do have management, but like they're really personable.
Yeah. They're very DIY.
Yeah, like what is it? On the show we did, we interviewed Soul Glow, and like, well, that interview was that was kind of a mess. It was a mess because we interviewed like every member of the band all at once, and all of them were in different places doing stuff. Like one of them was like doing like laundry, like like he didn't have a mic either, so he had like the Apple headphones, so like it was all like scratchy and shit.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, no, that's so cool though. Like you would meet her, you get a lot of pictures there too, and
I got some. I can show you later.
Ooh.
I'll show you. Yeah,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, and I was like going through a film camera at the time, so like we were, and she because we like had the Inside Hustle thing, and then we went later. We were like at Underground Arts, and she recognized me. She came up to me and she was like, "Hey!" I was like, "Oh my god,
that's awesome."
Crazy.
Oh my god. So you're best friends now,
huh? But she did say like when the album came out, she was like, "Yeah, let's do it again." But we don't really do the podcast anymore, and I'm like, I don't know if we should restart it just for this one episode and then disappear again. But
that would be so badass, though. It's just like we're back for Mannequin Pussy, and then we leave again.
No, I totally feel on that because I'm like in the same boat with the other podcast. Like it's just like our last episode, we're like, see you guys next week, and then we're like, just take a break. Yeah, but it's crazy though. Like just like meet somebody who like you've seen like do music videos on TV, do like all this crazy shit, and then meet them in person. You're like, you can go like maybe like one of two ways of like they're either the nicest person you ever meet or they're just like the worst person you've ever met. And I'm not gonna say who's who when people I talk to.
Of course, I've met the Wonder Years like a dozen times, and each time does not get any more starstruck than the last. I love them so much. I've met Dan the most though, and he's actually come into like one of my old jobs, and it was like after like 8-10 months of being at that job, and my first week there, I was like really bonding with the sous chef because we liked the same music, and I was like, yo, what are the chances that the Wonder Years come into this pizzeria? And he was like, none, because they already have, so they're not gonna come again. And I was like, they already have, and we have good food, so like what if they do come again? That's the first week. And then like later on, I'm almost there for a year, they came in one day and I was like, no way. I was bar backing, and do you know the Wonder Years? Do you like the Wonder Years?
I'm not super familiar, but like
yeah. They're like a hardcore, I wouldn't say hardcore, but they're like a punk band around the area. And the lead singer and the drummer came in with their wives at the time. And I saw them from the door and I was like, that just looks like them. It's just really busy and I'm a little delirious. I maybe need some coffee because that can't be Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came from the door and walked in front of me and sat at the table in front of the dishwasher that I was working at.
Wow.
And I'm like glued to that dishwasher because as a bar back, you're just doing dishes all day and like restocking beer. So they were in front of me the whole time they were there. And like 20 minutes in, I was like, I'm going to tell Travis right now. Travis is the sous chef. So I go up to the sous chef and I was like, remember that bet we had my first week here? He's like, no. And I don't. And I was like, so I reminded him and he was like, no, they're not. And I was like, look at table 4. Wow. It was nuts. I got their whole bill. And then everybody gave me shit because they're like, they're famous. They should get your bill. And I was like, I want to do something nice. And then they came up to me. And they were like, oh, what can we do for you? Da da da. And I was like, I don't know. It's just really good to see you guys. I'm such a big fan. And Dan was like, would you like to have a picture? And I was like, okay, sure. And then we take that picture. And then immediately after they left, I had such regrets in like my whole body.
No.
Because at the time, Dan's side project, Aaron West and the Roaring 20s, were looking for houses that they could do like DIY basement shows at because it's a much smaller project than the Wonder Years, his little side project, but it's still Dan Campbell. And I had such regret because my roommates at the time were hosting shows in our basement. I could have asked him. Could have asked. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was like once in a lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of little treasures, I want to dive into our first segment. It's called A Gift and a Guest. Yay. Where I give you, our guest, a gift from this box.
Ooh.
Because I couldn't really think of what to get you, and this box is just like for guests that come over, so welcome to my home. You will be judged. I'm just kidding. But you can pick anything you want. Okay. And the funniest part about the gift box is that there's more gift boxes inside of it.
Oh my god.
So that's really cute.
Let me see. There's a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah, there's actually surprisingly like a
there's
good
a lot. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is also a good one. This is like a contender.
Oh yeah.
I like this one.
We don't fuck cops.
These are my. I want to go with this one. This one's colorful.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the car too?
Can I?
Yeah.
There you go too.
I got a little tree.
Oh yeah. Wonky bird. This is my roommate Bridget's art. Or Gretel. They kind of make the same bird.
Nice.
And this car says, unionize.
Hell yeah.
How about some Philly favorites?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that you come to Philly pretty often, that I can ask some of your favorite things?
No, I do come. Yeah, I grew up coming here. I honestly used to think that being Filipino meant you were from Philadelphia.
That's insane.
Because
I love that.
all my family's from here, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you realized that they're not the same place?
I don't know, too old.
Yeah.
Maybe like
last week.
Maybe like in elementary school.
That's
my parents were like, "What do you mean? Ugh, we did not do a good job with you."
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I know now, and because I have there's my grandma is the founder of a Filipino dance company in Philly.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so I would always come here.
You want to shout them out? What's it called?
Mudia Philippine Dance Company. Check us out. When I was younger, I think in middle school, I performed on the Phillies field, and like they get invited every year to go to the Sixers games.
That's sweet.
It's pretty sick.
Wow, that's pretty sick. Yeah. Is it like what kind of dance is like Filipino dance? Is it like?
Yeah, how would you describe?
Have you ever heard of tinikling with the bamboo poles, and you have to so there's like. It's easier to show video, but there's so there's like these bamboo poles on the ground, and they open and close, and you have to like maneuver your way.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah. That's like a common one that we do a lot. That's the national dance of the Philippines. But because there's so many islands, because it's an archipelago, is how you pronounce that. It's pretty. There's like a lot of different diverse styles. Oh, yeah. So there's like the Spanish influence. There's like the native like mountain region influenced, and there's like more Muslim influenced, because the Philippines used to be like very Muslim before Spanish colonization.
Colonization. Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm Caribbean also. And like, if I were to ever check my 23andMe, it would be like really Asian, because like there's a lot of Chinese that like settled in the Dominican Republic. And, like, it would probably be, like, you know, a mix of, like, Taino or, like, African or, like, whatever.
Right.
I feel like Caribbeans are just, like, all a mix of, like, the world, honestly, because there's a lot of people that, like, settled in those islands. Like, those islands aren't even native anymore.
Yeah.
But they are, you know? That's what they are.
That's what they are.
Is a mix.
Yeah. Freaking spice trade.
Is freaking spice trade, bro. What would you say is, like, one of your favorite places to, like, chill out and, like, have a little drink, whether it's, like, alcoholic or not, whether it's coffee or, like, you know, like a chill out space, like a cafe, a bar, juicery, something like that?
Okay, like, chill, like, a daytime space.
Sure.
I would say like Mutya, because I just come here to practice usually, and I don't like eat out a whole lot.
Sure.
But yeah, there's also this place.
What was it called?
Mutya.
Mutya?
Mutya. Mutya.
Where is that?
It's right. Like off the Ben Franklin Bridge. There's like two churches like on either side. It's the one when you're coming into Philly, the one that's on the right.
Okay.
And it's like there's like apartments kind of like right next to it, and we have like a studio space that's sponsored by the church. They don't make us pay rent because we do activities. We like help them out and stuff. Which is a pretty good deal because it's so gentrified there now. Yeah.
Wow. Especially like that area, and honestly most of the city. It's really sad.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite meal to be had in this city, whether it is a restaurant or whether it's a date night, or like maybe you're on FaceTime with your girlfriend and you're like, every time we're on FaceTime I make this like fried rice, or like this like delicious pasta, or like going to your grandma's house? What is your favorite staple comfort meal?
Every time I come here, this is a recent development actually. Well, maybe I'll say two. Okay, the one that was on my mind because I knew you were going to ask this question is the buffalo pizza from Triangle Tavern.
Yes.
Yeah,
I could walk there from here.
Yeah, Randy and their roommate River put me on it recently, and we went there after we went to a Leve concert.
Triangle food is so good.
They were like, you gotta try this, and I was like, okay, whatever. They were hyping it up. We were sitting in my car. I take a bite, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was like, I need a moment.
You're putting me on now. I've never had their buffalo chicken pizza.
It's not the buffalo chicken pizza. It's like the buffalo. Just like the vegan
like the buffalo
one.
Mozzarella?
Yeah. It's the vegan one. It's just like buffalo pizza. I don't know what they put on it.
Oh wow.
I don't know what it is, and I don't care.
It's not seitan. It's
seitan?
Probably.
That's what it is.
I think so. It's so
called wheat
yummy.
gluten or something.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, it is really good. Like, I went through a phase where, like, my roommates and I would always get, like, the wings there. And then we got the vegan wings once, and I, like, never went back to the regular ones. Because I was like, these vegan ones are amazing.
They're just solid. They make really good vegan food. And they just have, like, overall good food around. They have, like, these little mozzarella bites instead of mozzarella sticks. And obviously they're triangles because Triangle Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
And the cheese pull is just like out of this world.
No, I think I'm going there after this. I've been thinking about it all day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a good spot. I mean, as long as you're in the area, you know, you might as well get some Philly food. What would you say is like kind of similar to that Mannequin Pussy story? Like, that is like, I feel like Philly is like really spontaneous and like really like almost not easy, but like easier than other places to like reach opportunity, but also ridiculous, like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and everyone's just like walking down Broad Street partying. What could you say is your most Philly experience, whether it's like funny, wholesome, or whatever?
Okay, so when the Pope came here, whenever he came here,
let's go.
I performed with Moria when the Pope came. And there was like the main stage and then the one at Logan Circle, that area. And so we were at the Logan Square one. But it was a really cool day. And we had to get months in advance like a security clearance to be there. So they like took us from we went on a school bus from like a tertiary location, and then they like took us somewhere else, and then they took us somewhere else. And then we, like, made a pit stop at, like, a strip club, like, gas station strip club. And we were just there for, like, a really long time and just, like, waiting in this school bus in front of the strip club on our way to see the Pope. And I look back at that and I'm just like, yeah, that's Philly for you.
That's pretty Philly for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What strip club is by Logan Square?
I don't think it was by Logan Square.
Oh, okay.
We were just like...
You ended up in Logan Square.
We had to like drive all the way. I don't think there were any cars like able to go that far. Like we had to walk a pretty long way to get there.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow. God, that's crazy.
No, it is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When does your new song Archived come out? Where can people find it?
Well, when this is released, it'll already be out.
Ooh, because it's coming out on Monday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Nice, it's coming out tomorrow, which means it came out last week, guys.
Yeah.
Stream it.
Thank you so much for watching it and listening to it. It's such a good song.
It's kind of a tribute for my aunt who passed away last month. I wrote this song. I wrote this song not for her, but it just kind of like accumulated, meaning as like more and more people in my life pass away, because like that's what it's about. And she was the one who got me into playing the ukulele and got me into like, pop music and like
that's beautiful
songwriting and stuff. So yeah.
And now she's in like kind of a time capsuled into the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really sick.
Yeah, so
out on April
22nd.
Earth Day. Good song.
Yeah.
People can find it on Spotify.
Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. I just clicked. When I was uploading it to distribution, I was like, just put it everywhere.
All of them.
Just put it everywhere. It's on YouTube. If you don't have any streaming services, you have no excuse because it's on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's free.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is free. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching our 17th episode. This was Lana Holgado signing out, and see you next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Cool.